Hello! Welcome to Power Beyond the Grave. I'm going to wait for you guys to join. I think you guys know that more than a few. Well, we have one big surprise guest, and then we have Melanie coming on, Melanie Liburd, who obviously played Carrie Milgram. What's up, Mark Dark? I see you. And we have another guest coming on. Hi, Sheila. I owe you a text message. So we have some great questions, obviously, and we just have a whole bunch of things to talk about. And I guess there are some bigger questions. I will say that everyone who's going to join us today, all their characters are really dead. So there should be no confusion about that, because I know that was coming up. I'm gonna start. Oh, hey, wait, before I get started, I did want to say to you guys, thank you so much again for the amazing numbers that we had for the season finale of Ghost and for Force. I know a lot of you guys are watching Force, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much for being fans. And oh my goodness, there's a versus battle right now. I didn't know. I haven't been on IG. I'm prepping for something else with Netflix right now, and I haven't been paying attention. So showtime.bgb, please tell these people again they think everybody's still alive. Everybody is not still alive. I feel bad. Not everybody is still alive, you guys. Some people are dead, for real. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. I'm gonna answer a few questions. So we're gonna go from there. Okay. Let's see. She Loves Bennett says, Monet threatened to kill Carrie in season 1. Did Carrie actually believe she'd do it? Yes, I think Carrie did believe that she would do it, but I also think that Carrie thought she was smarter than Monet, which is a little bit of a class bias. She knew she was, that Monet was sort of, scary, right, and intense. But Carrie, she made a couple of mistakes. I will say, you guys, that the mistakes that Carrie made, and we'll talk to Melanie about this too, but the mistakes that Carrie made are mistakes that a lot of smart people make, where they think they can think their way out of situations. It's not always the case, right? So there we have it. Wow Business asks, will there be accountability for Carrie and Zeke's deaths? Yes, there will. I don't know if the right people will get that accountability. I'm not sure that the accountability is going to fall necessarily on the people who actually did it. It's power, after all. It's so rare that someone kills someone and then they get arrested for that, and it's exactly what is supposed to happen. That's not really what we do. So, but there will be some, as I like to say, consequences and complications. A couple questions here. With me going to Netflix, does that mean I'm done with Power? I mean, technically, I'm still an executive producer, and I do talk to the cast. I love them so much. I was just on the phone 2 days ago, I think, with Woody McClane, who plays Kane. But I'm not there day to day. I am busy, focused on Netflix stuff, for sure. Okay, let's see. Gosh, there's so many questions. I do want to tell you guys, I got so many questions this year that where people actually guessed what we were going to do. And so that is just super exciting. I have to say, it's super, super exciting. DS Hamburger asks, when is Raising Kanan coming back? I don't have a date, but I can tell you they are shooting the finale right now. We had to push part of the season because of COVID. That whole Omicron surge made us have to delay shooting the beginning of Ghost season 3 and take a break in the middle of shooting Raising Kanan season 2. It's going to be on a little later as a result, but a tiny bit. And I think it's actually more going to affect the second half of the season, but not that much. Thank you for that person who said Force is lit. Oh, Miranda Baker, completely off topic, but those walls are butter. Is that lacquer? No, it's not. It's flat paint. This room, when I actually bought this house, this room was dark gray. It was the husband's office. And so I had to, feminize it a little bit. Oh, Gianni just said she's not done with Power. Gianni, I'm never done with you, sweetheart. Let's see. Okay. Oh, my cousin's in here, Corey_Buffalo. That's my cousin, Corey. We are minutes apart, I think, maybe 6 months apart. Okay, let's see. All right. I'm glad that everybody's saying hi, Gianni, because Gianni is amazing. Okay, how much did you guys love the halftime show? Like, I did not expect there to be so much love for like the power crossover, and that was amazing. That whole like Monet and Kanan, do they know each other? My favorite meme was the guy who said Kanan's still alive and he knows Monet. That would be amazing. Okay. Oh, this is great. I am Monster Black. I noticed that Ghost was having hallucinations of people whose deaths he felt responsible for. Tariq is having the same type of experiences. Is he going to die too? Or are Effie and Kane going to be the shooters? I mean, man, I have a question for you. Do you really think we're going to kill off Tariq? Like, right away? Like, come on, man. I mean, it could happen. It totally could happen. But I don't think we're going to do that anytime soon. Just waiting.
I'm coming. I'm here.
Are you there?
I'm telling you, it's
the side of like, is that like a crib?
Well, now, see, when I get on, this is happening to me every time. My eyes become, hold on. Let me find out what's going on here. It's this filter thing. Hi, guys. I'm stuck on this filter. I don't even know how to get it off.
Oh my God, you look so cute though.
Thank you, but this is not really how I look. I really need to just find the right filter. I'm literally stuck on I don't know, my phone is stuck. Hi, everybody.
So everybody, surprise guest, Power from Beyond the Grave. It is the one and only Lala Anthony, who played Lakeisha.
Hi.
I am wearing my Anala sweatshirt today.
I saw that. That looks
That's right, girl.
So good. Yes, thank you for that.
Oh, I'm so excited because we have edge problems right now. We have edge problems. I did not put on edge control. So
morning and night. I keep telling everybody, morning and night, and they will definitely come back for sure.
Oh, they need to, because I mean, those of you who are fans, you know, this girl wore braids for what, 4 or 5 years straight. The edges are not sexy.
But I love your hair. Everybody compliments your hair. I love how you wear your hair.
Thank you so much.
So
I appreciate that. I'll tell you, I had a journey like a lot of Black women, which is that I didn't do my hair. Mm-hmm. And then when, because I like to keep it in braids, and then when the pandemic happened, I was like, okay, let me research, let me figure out how to do that.
I'm literally trying to figure, oh, I think I figured out the filter thing. Hold on.
It'd be so great to see your real face.
No, this is, somebody said you look like you went heavy on the Botox. I'm like, what? Okay, wait, I think I figured it out.
I love you so much. There you are.
Here I am.
There's your real face.
Hi, guys. Oh, that gets crazy. It happened to me before. I'm so happy to be on here with you because I always come in and watch and, you know, comment and talk and everything. And I love, you know, your recaps and just hearing, you know, how that mind of yours works. Like, you know, whenever we go out, obviously we have fun, but it's like an interview. I'm like, what made you think of this? Why'd you write that? What happened there? And you know how I get.
I do. Okay, so I want to say a couple things. First of all, for those of you who don't know, Lala is my real friend. This is my actual motherfucker. Like, this is one of my road dogs. She knows everything about me. We just kind of just
and vice
get it
versa.
Together. But one of the things I admire most about you is how serious you are about your business. And it is true that you always ask me a lot of questions, and they're about business. So the first thing I want to ask you today is, where did this come from? Because this is such a genius, brilliant idea.
Thank you. So it came from during the pandemic. I finally stopped and looked at my hair and realized that my hair was in a fucked up condition because we're wearing braids, weaves, lace fronts, whatever extensions, and nobody's paying attention to their real hair. It's like, as long as the wig looks good, I'm good. As long as the braids look good, I'm good. And finally, when we had to strip all of that down, I was like, my hair is in really bad condition. So I kept seeing on YouTube and all these places, everyone talking about rice water. And I was like, I want to experiment it. So I started making rice water at home, like letting it ferment and doing the whole thing and seeing amazing results. So I was like, how do I take that and put it in a bottle for like everyone to be able to use it? So I mixed it with like biotin and arginine, and the results are crazy. These things are like flying just off the shelf, so to speak. Like, people really want to take care of their hair. So this is it right here. That's how it came about. And I've seen it do wonders for my own hair, especially me, because I think I wear ponytails more than anyone on the planet Earth. And literally my edges are just like this, just pull back all day long, and they're just getting pulled constantly.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, I love a ponytail. In fact, I will just share with those of you who care about these things. There are some straight pieces here in the front. That's because I wore ponytails, like snatched back so much. I lost my curl pattern for part of it, right? And so I'll be starting to apply my anal, and I'll come on and we'll see
Yeah, so we can see the
results.
results. That's so good. And thank you so much for everyone who's been supporting. Like, I'm just so excited for people to start. It takes like 2 weeks to start seeing like some results. So you got to stick with it like anything else.
Yes, absolutely. So next thing is I want you to talk. I mean, first of all, tell me, because I'm sure that the Power fans want to know, how was the experience of sort of dying on Power and the aftermath? Because we are talking about Beyond the Grave.
So for me, it was a mix of emotions. Like, Power became and still is such an important part of my life. I was on Power for 6 seasons, as a lot of people know. So it's like you spend 6 seasons of your life around the same people. You become a family for real. It's not just work. They know we've seen people get married. We've seen people have kids. We've seen people get divorced. We've seen all kinds of things happen like this. A lot happens in the course of 6 seasons. So you grow as a family. So when it was over, the emotional side was just being sad that like I'm leaving my family, but I realized the relationships and bonds we formed, like, it didn't change because I wasn't, on Power anymore. When they're strong, it doesn't matter. And I still keep in touch with, the cast and the crew, and obviously you, and the bonds are there. But it was emotional filming that scene because it was like my best friend was killing me in this scene, and there was so much power and emotion behind it. Like, the choice she had to make to actually pull the trigger, and me pleading, Lakeisha pleading, like, please don't do this, and saying, what about Cash? Like, what about my son? Like, that just hit me so deep. Cayenne's upstairs right now. So it's like, just having a child and what that would even feel like. And that scene took us, you remember, that was what, like 14 hours to shoot.
14 hours, yeah. It was not a short day, for sure.
No, it's over. And we just had to keep doing it, and you had to dig deep every single time. But I always remember 50 telling me, he's like, when you leave a show, he said, you want to, and I'm sure you can attest to this because you wrote it, but he was saying, like, you want to leave in a memorable way. Like, you want to leave to where people will always talk about it and remember it. It's different when Power, the original Power, just went off, and all of a sudden Lakeisha just kind of goes off into the sunset. It's like, oh, I wonder what happened with them. But like, the way my character left, people will always remember that and always talk about that. And even now with all the spinoffs and all the success, because I'm obsessed with every single spinoff, Power has taken over my whole, has taken over my whole life, even in the aftermath. But it's like people still talk about it. And even now when I watch Force and I see some of the flashbacks and pictures of my character and Tommy, it brings it all back. So it's like, it'll always be such an important part of my life. But I'm glad that my character left in a way that will always keep people talking. Like, remember that? Remember when that happened? That was crazy. Like, I love that you gave me such an incredible exit to, such a huge part of my career and my life.
Oh, well, first of all, you were amazing on the show. Second of all, shout out to 50, because 50 is the one who said Lala should play this part. Mm-hmm. He was like, this is it. And I had seen you in, what was it? Was it Think Like a Man, probably? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my goodness, I really want to work with her. And he was like, no, this is it. And so shout out to 50 for that. Second thing I definitely want to say is, because I said it on one of these lives, I don't know if you were watching that live, but like, had I known that we were going to do Force, I would not have killed Lakeisha. I would have kept
I heard when you said that. I was watching that. I was watching that one. I was like, but you know what? Let me say something too for the actors that are in the room, because so many actors are here, and producers and directors. I do think that it is important to be able to play, different roles, and I'm glad I got that experience. As much as I love Lakeisha, I would have just been Lakeisha for forever, you know what I mean? And I'm glad that I've been able to experiment with different roles and really have fun with just different characters. So I'm grateful for that. Of course, I would just love to still, be a part of it, but I'm grateful that I was able to play some different characters and just play around with different things, because Lakeisha just became so much of my life. And so much, like, people don't realize what goes into these characters. You don't just come to work and get the script that day and just say some lines. Like, it literally takes over your whole life, and her feelings and emotions and whatever was going on with her and Tommy. It's like you take it home with you. Look at you with the scripts. You eat, breathe, sleep that stuff. Like, sometimes you're like, I got to shake it off, because it becomes your whole entire life.
Yeah, I will just say it was my entire life. And, like I always say to people, especially people who are young and want to be in this business, it's like, it's so great to be in the business, and you lose so much. You lose a lot. Like, you don't have a life in the way that you used to, and things shift and change, and like you go, you know, you move away from home, you lose relationships. So like, yes, it's great, but it does take over. I was gonna say, I don't know if everyone has noticed this, but Lala has literally been in all of the iconic Black series, all of them. Okay, so let's do this countdown, right? Okay, so you were in Wu-Tang, right? Who were you on? What else did you?
I was on The Shy. Yes, I was on The Shy as well.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to Lena and the crew. And I got an NAACP award nomination for The Shy for Best Guest Performance. So I'm super excited about that. So yeah, I was on Wu-Tang, The Shy, Power. Oh, Grownish. Shout out to Kenya Barris and the crew over there. Grownish as well. This is everything I was able to do once, you know, Power was done. So like I said, I was able to kind of jump around. I hope I'm not missing anything, but I was able to jump around and just have some fun.
That's awesome. And I don't know if people even know this, but like, I will just say, you're a tremendous actor. Oh, you're wonderful. You're so talented. I can't wait to write for you again. Maybe I'm writing for you right now.
Okay. I love that. Absolutely love that. But thank you so much for saying that.
It's true. No, you are. I mean, it's like, and you always improve all the material that we gave you. You gave Lakeisha warmth and heart and all the beautiful things. And I literally can't wait to write for you. Because you know that project that we want to do together.
Yes,
about being Black women. Exactly. And what that means.
Yeah. Yes, that's going to be powerful. I'm excited for that. Courtney always has a trick up her sleeve. She always is writing something incredible, and always, it's like a magician. She's always in the lab, and I'm super excited to see what comes out of it. And just, you know, when you call, I always tell you I'm coming. I'm available. I'm ready.
Well, thank you. Danielle Bellomy would like us to say we're ready. We're ready. We're ready. We're ready.
Exactly. Wait, but I have a question for you.
Yeah,
because I was watching Force. Obviously, shout out to, you know, Joseph Sikora, who plays Tommy. Amazing actor, amazing person. Was like by my side through all of the Power years. But I was like, damn. So y'all couldn't even wait one episode before he was ready fucking the next bitch. Y'all couldn't even wait one. Y'all couldn't even give me one episode of him like grieving. Already laid up. By the way, the actress on that show is incredible. She is amazing. I'm joking, guys, but I'm just saying, damn, I couldn't even get one episode before he was already laid up with. See how y'all guys do? You see how y'all guys do?
he was sad, and he was sort of soothing himself with the embrace of a new woman. I don't know. You know, we talked about it. Look, my thing was, because we did talk about it, I did not want him falling in love.
Right.
I was like, there is no love. He loves Lakeisha. That's it. He loves Lakeisha. He loves Cash. He loves he loves what he lost. And so that's why you see that in the commercial, and like the trailer, that he's still in that place in his heart. But like, you know, hitting is hitting. You know how these fellas are. You know how they are.
Exactly. I was like, damn, I just got out of there. Like, what? But by the way, Force was amazing. Shout out to everybody watching it, and Joe just kills it like always, and I'm so excited to see the rest of that season. Raising Kanan, amazing. Power Book 2, Michael Rainey, I'm just mind blown by his talent and just who he is as a person. It just goes on and on and on. Like, all these shows are just like, you've taken over. There's like, you've cornered every part of television. Like, you've cornered it all. I don't even have time in the day to even watch anything else outside of what's under the Power universe, because there's so many amazing shows coming out of it.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I have to go grab Melanie, but before I go and grab her, I did want to ask you one last thing, which was, what was your experience watching the Super Bowl? Were you there, or were you at home?
You know, it's so funny. I wasn't there, and I was like, damn, if I knew. And everyone was like, we thought you knew 50 was coming out, and I'm like, did 50 tell? Like, he would have told me that, but I didn't know that was going to happen. Otherwise, I would have went there, because we did get Kiana, and I did get invited, but it was one of those fly to LA, come right back, and I was just so exhausted. I was like, let's have a Super Bowl party and just hang. But when I saw, you know, Mary, obviously just complete shutdown performance, kills it.
Shut down.
I'm like off the couch, like I'm in a full concert in my living room. And then when 50 came down, I'm like, oh my God. Like, it was just such a moment and so crazy. And I told Cayenne, I was like, we should have got on that plane and we should have been there. But it was so incredible just to see. It was like, you know, power in halftime of the Super Bowl. It was like, you can't escape the power universe. You can't escape us.
It was amazing. It was like, because it was 50, it was Mary, it was also Kendrick, who was also a Power alum. So it was crazy.
It was crazy, and it was such an incredible halftime show. Like, that made, obviously, for the football fans, it's about the football, but the halftime show made it for me. Like, I was like, oh, this is epic. Like, I was so tuned in. It was so good.
It was for us. It was for like people,
Yes.
you know, our age. You're younger than me, but like people around our age.
Yeah, of course. I knew every word, every song. It was lit, 100%.
I love you so much. When can I see you?
I love you.
I gotta come there. I gotta
you
go
gotta
to New York.
come here. Come to New York. See, you guys get on the West Coast and everybody forgets about New York. Come to New York and hang out. I want to go eat. I really want to go have a drink. So let's
okay,
do it.
We're gonna do both of those things, eat and drink. All right, I gotta. Yeah, I have lots to tell you about. Okay, all right. I love you. I'll talk to you.
Everybody.
Bye,
See you guys. Bye.
Okay, so Melanie Liburd, I need you to resend your request. Oh, there it is. Okay. And while we're waiting for Melanie to enter, I have some great questions for her. Yay!
You two were just cracking me up. That was so good.
It's so good. I love the braids. Yes. Give.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's funny, you were talking about braids and I did the opposite. I wore my hair curly in Ghost for like 2 seasons and I love my curly hair, but it's I've gone into another show now and braids. So, yeah.
Braid life is so much easier, isn't it?
It's so easy. I love it. Love it. Would Lala love to try your products though? Look.
No, it's going to be amazing because like the edges. Okay, so I want to talk to you about so many things. The first thing is, can you tell us what you're on now? Are you allowed to tell us?
Yes, I'm on a show called The Idol on HBO, and The Weeknd's producing it with Sam Levinson, and it's just really exciting. So I'm enjoying it. It's so different. I mean, it's so different to Ghost, and it's just, I was listening to what Lala was saying about it's so lovely to play different characters, and you, like, I got so attached to Carrie. I loved Carrie so hard. And then, but it's so lovely to play another character. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
I'm so glad. I'm really excited. I love it. Please come on anytime and plug. Yes, for those of you who are saying, oh my God, her voice is different. Yes, Melanie Liburd is from the UK, everyone. Surprise, surprise.
Hi, guys.
Would you like to tell them sort of like how you got to Power? Because I'm sure now they're like, oh, we didn't know she was British. So
yeah, how I got to Power. Well, I remember, and I'd heard so much about the show. I'd heard about you and what you created, of course. And because I'd worked with Lala, and I worked with Lala on a job years ago on a movie called Double Play. And of course, like, I knew that she was on Power, and I remember seeing the billboards in New York, and I'll never forget, like, they were just gigantic. And I was like, wow, that's Lala. I was just working with her. Like, and it was this massive billboard. It was just amazing. And then my agent said, oh, Courtney would like a call with you. And I was like, oh my God. Coutrney Kemp, what? Of course, like, lovely. And I just remember talking to you, and you were so lovely, and, you know, just so easy to talk to. And just the character, just like Carrie, just seemed so interesting and so complex and nuanced that I was just sold. I was so excited. So.
Well, thank you for the compliment. I created Carrie kind of, we wanted to talk about sex addiction, female sex addiction, because people do sort of male sex addiction all the time and really love addiction and all those things. And then it's funny because, of course, you know, it really worked out in season 2. You know, technically Davis McLean is not a sex addict. He's not. Right? So I really love that going back.
Those men on that show get away with murder, but Carrie, she took a lot of slack being a woman.
She took a lot.
I think.
And
Yeah,
that's real to what women go through, I think, which is the standards
absolutely.
always different for us.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah.
Tell me what was it like to work with Method Man?
Cliff, amazing. I mean, what's so lovely about working with Cliff, he comes in and he just wants to talk about the character and he's just very excited and such a high energy. It's funny because I saw Shane posted something on set and he was like rapping, doing a little like getting into, I don't know if he was getting into character, but he was just having a great time. And that was working with Cliff. I was like, oh my God, that sums it up. Every time he was always making a joke, always messing around on set. And always so professional, but he just made it such a great environment to work in, you know. So he's so sweet, so sweet. He was the only one missing from the halftime Super Bowl show. I was like, "Where's Cliff? Where's Cliff?"
I know that would have been amazing. That would have been way less West Coast, right? Though once you start to like, I know Mary's there, but it's like once you put Cliff in, it's like New York represent, right?
Yeah.
So some of the fans are asking for you to do an American accent. And what I would ask is, can you tell us how to do an American accent? Like, how do you do it?
Oh, how? Oh my God, you're making me switch into American right now. But it's funny. I thought I could do an American accent because I was studying in the UK and I thought I could do an American accent. And then I came to America and went, oh no, you've got a lot of work to do. Because there are so many accents, and it's like the UK, there are so many accents everywhere, but I think you have to just choose kind of one person to study when you first start so it doesn't throw you. So my advice to actors would be like to choose an actress and really study that one actress or actor and just the nuances and getting your the way I step into my accent is like Brits speak all from the front and Americans speak all from the back. And I feel like to step into my American accent, I just let everything go to mush. If that makes sense. Like everything's just looser. Like it's paralyzed, like it's just gone numb. So my tongue just kind of goes. Whereas Brits are like, Brits are doing too much. That's the thing.
I love that expression for British doing too much. It is forward. Like when I try to fake a British accent, it's always like up front. But I'm not an actor, so I don't know.
But it's funny. I was talking to someone recently about my American accent, and especially on our show, I used to, without even knowing, because I've been doing it so long, and I've always played an American. I think there's been one job where I've been in my own English accent, but every time like we'd get picked up, as soon as I got in the van that picked me up, I was American, and as soon as I got out of the van, I was British, and I was like, oh my God, I didn't even realize I was doing that, but it just became such a thing. But it really helps to let go of the character at the end of the day and step into the character. So yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that sort of like turning it off. You know what I mean? Like having like a kind of a separation between Melanie and Carrie, right? Because Carrie is up to no good, and Melanie is a serious actor who is doing her homework. All right, I wanted to ask you what was it like to work with Mary, and how did you feel about Monet killing Carrie at the end?
It was amazing to work with Mary, and of course I thought, oh my God, this is Mary. She's the queen. She's amazing. And it was one moment. And I don't, what episode was it where she held the gun to my head in the car?
That's 204, I want to say. I think
you're amazing. You're amazing to remember. I get so confused. You're amazing how you remember everything, of course, because you write it, but still. And we were doing this scene and I was crying. I was like, it was a really full on, like, traumatic scene. And because she like had this and they gave her a real gun to hold to my head. And halfway through, she goes, Melanie, you're on Game of Thrones. That's my favorite show. And I was like, what? You're Mary. Stop it. I think she's the sweetest, generous, lovely person to work with. Like the absolute, such a kind heart. It was such a pleasure to work with her. It really was.
She's the greatest, and I mean, people don't know obviously because she's the queen, but she is so wonderful and generous, and she's a huge TV fan. When I first met Mary, I'm like, kind of like, oh my God, I'm going to be married, but I have to be cool because like I'm also saying I'm going to write a part for you, so I got to be cool. She was like, oh, I love Power, and I know all these things about Power. She is like a television watcher. You know, the reason that I have even seen, because I don't watch a lot of TV, or I didn't before because I was too busy. Mary introduced me to Snowfall. How about that? Mary J. Blige was like, you need to watch Snowfall.
Stanton, yeah. We have the
So
same
great.
manager. We went to the same drama school. Yeah, it's crazy. It's such a small world. But yeah. Oh, that's great.
All right. Well, I'm gonna. I know it's sort of. I'm doing a lot today, but I have Danielle Bellomy coming in soon. But before I leave, before we let you go off to the world of not being alive on Power anymore, can you tell me what your favorite scene was that you shot on the show?
Oh my goodness, my favorite scene. There were so many. Oh, with Michael, so many with Michael, so many with Danielle, because Danielle's the sweetest. I mean, me and Danielle would sit there and go, oh my God, we've got to do a love scene, but the sweetest. We're all like a family on the show, so we're like talking each other down, like it's gonna be fine. But so many moments, so many. Like I had some great moments with Paige because she's the sweetest too. And oh my God, I never got to work with Latoya, but I saw the work that they all did at that dining room scene, and I was so proud of them all because we really did connect. And I think it was a part of, you know, being on a show and being in COVID, and we wouldn't have usually got that time to hang with each other, but because, you know, everyone was a bit frightened of the world and what was out there, we all just kind of clung together and hung out together and went round each other's apartments and had dinner. And so I love those guys, and I'm so grateful for them all.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys were such a great crew. I was so sad because I was like far away and I wasn't part of your little COVID bubble. I was like so jealous. Well, thank you so much for your time. I love you so much. I can't wait to work with you again.
Good luck.
I
know we're going to work together again. And thank you so much. I had so much fun. It was great.
Thank you. Bye, sweetheart.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh.
Okay, so now, awesome. Now I have to look for a request. Danielle, if you can send your request again, that would be great. There we go. So I'm so enjoying hanging out with you guys and just having these great conversations with our friends from Beyond the Grave.
What's up?
There you are.
Doing? Oh,
I'm ready. How about that?
Oh, yes. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. So
yeah.
I guess the first thing we have to talk about is Zeke really dead?
I think Zeke is dead. I think he woke up in heaven.
I think he did too. I think Zeke actually really deserved heaven. Of the people on our show, Zeke deserves heaven. Zeke goes to heaven for sure.
Climbing up that stairway.
Exactly. As steep as the stairway to Carrie's, right?
Ooh, that was crazy. That was a crazy scene. That was a steep scene. I mean, I feel like people were kind of like, you know, I mean, they were excited and there's so much drama, but that was deep. That was deep. You know, for Zeke to find her, you know, hanging in her room right after, you know, finding out about his auntie mommy, you know, and right, and finding that he was, you know, 4 years older than he thought he was. So he, you know, the enemy came in like a flood for Zeke. The enemy came
I think it's interesting. So how has the journey of playing Zeke been for you? Because I know it's been, the people all have, I love that all the comments are, I'm ready. I love that people are doing that in the comments. Yes, I'm ready as well. They're ready. What has been like the experience of playing Zeke? Because I know that people have gone all over the place with him, you know, being mad that is a little slower because obviously he's not, you know, his job is to put the ball in the hoop, or now being supportive of him, like poor Zeke, everyone came for him. How has it been?
It's been amazing. Honestly, it's thank you so much. It's been an opportunity of a lifetime, you know, to play Zeke, to embrace his voice, his character. I never saw him as stupid. I think that you know, like he's misinformed. Like, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't know what's going on, so he looks stupid, but you know, I'm not gonna say he's stupid. Maybe whatever. But it was honestly a completely transformative experience, like from start to finish. You know, working not just with Zeke, but working in the Power universe, working with, you know, all the amazing professionals, creatives, individuals. I mean, it's every step of it was just like, you know, it's just amazing, really. Yeah.
I'm glad that you had a great time. You know, you came in and you killed your audition, and you did. And we needed somebody who would kind of, because we knew Zeke was Monet's real son from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So it was like, we want to
I
get
mean,
somebody
told
who,
me.
when did I tell you?
You told me at the table read the first day of the table read. You kind of like, we were all like, oh, okay. Yeah, that was dope. Dope.
I know that Mary had like lovely things to say about working with you, because she definitely told me. How was your experience working with her?
It was honestly like after the first half of the experience of being totally starstruck and in love with her, like, and she smells so good. Everybody, she really smells really good. And Toya is kind of now she jocking off her smell. Toya, yes, you are. I know she out here. But you know, Mary, she's just a G. You know, she a boss. She a queen. You know, she been in it, and she's still in it. You know, for her to be, you know, performing in the Super Bowl, you know, starring in the hit show. You know what I'm saying? The premiere of the season 2. You know, she was rocking the red carpet, and then the day after she was doing, you know, her show at the Barclays Center.
I know.
My mom went to go to that, and it was dope, you know. So what is it like to work with Mary? I mean, it's been a dream come true. Yeah.
I will say the same thing, that it was a dream come true for me as well. And she is such a dynamo, and she does smell really good. Actually, it's a very good point.
Real good.
Yeah. All right. So tell me about I'm Ready. When did you record that? Like, tell me all that.
Yeah. So honestly, like, you know, this experience has been a huge blessing. It's opened so many doors, so many opportunities. You know, I remember, I think it was season one, episode 8, when I was sitting at the tape read. Mary had already found out that I knew that I could sing or whatever, and she was like, "So what's next? An album?" And I remember, like, you know, in that moment, like being like, "Oh God, I gotta press forward," because she said something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I don't do something, I'm gonna look like a fool. You know, and so like really from like, I mean, before that, I was working and grinding towards, you know, realizing the process for, you know, sharing more of my creativity. But I think it was in those moments like that really kind of pushed me off the cliff and got me going, like, you know, to just, you know, to record and exploring in that space.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually great. The idea that Mary encouraged you, you know, to
Yeah.
have basically one of the icons of music say to you,
Yeah.
"So where's your album at?"
Right, like, yo, you know, it's like, okay, well, let me go find it, and I'm grateful that I'm able to release it and share it with everyone.
We just had a comment. Someone said this is the quickest I've ever seen Zeke talk, and I wanted to say to them, Danielle is an actor. That's not actually him that you're seeing. He's actually not Mary's son in real life.
That's okay. I'm glad that people, you know, were so convinced at his, you know, one of the words that you guys gave to me was innocence, you know, easily impressionable. I think it was a couple more that just sort of inferred his sort of, he trusts easily, you know, he's gonna, you know, so that I really wanted to honor, you know, that part of his, you know, in terms of his character, you know.
Yeah, I think that you did a beautiful job of
Yeah,
honoring someone who has not been taught to think for
yeah,
himself. And that was so beautiful, especially in that scene where he asks Monet, did you have something to do with Carrie? Because, you
oh,
know, it took him all his little courage, right?
oh, that was so cold. She was just lying to him.
Poor Zeke. Zeke has had a rough road. That's what I'm saying. He's in heaven right now.
Yes.
And I did like the meme that was like him in heaven, and he was like, Carrie, what are you doing here? It's like kind of, it was so great.
So many memes, and you know, shout out to Rising Stars. That's an organization that I'm using. You know, all the memes they create, they gave Zeke a life of his own in the metaverse. Zeeke, you know, Zeek, Zee. It was all these different variations of this persona, and so you know we actually did an NFT pre-sale, sold out. You know, we're giving Zeke to the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? We letting them have them. You know, I'm sure there's gonna be some kind of memorial or something. You know, come soon. You know, so they'll still have a piece of him. You know.
Yeah, Zeke's legacy continues in the show, even though, yes, confirming he is dead. His legacy does continue in the show because everyone is affected by that death. Monet more than anyone.
Right.
She blames Diana. So let me ask you something. How do you feel about that, Danielle Bellomy? Do you blame Diana for Zeke's death? And you know, people are also blaming Toya, which I'm like, Toya didn't write it.
You know what? She gonna be mad at me. But I'm not gonna say it's Diana's fault because, you know, she is also a youth. You know, she also is, you know, a little clouded by her own innocence. You know what I'm saying? So, and she, you know, she wanted to get the truth that she needed out. You know. So like most young people or youth, you know, young adults do or whatever, but you know, I think it's Monet's fault, you know, that Zeke is dead. You know, like she, you know, she that's on her. That's on Monet.
Okay, so I have to just tell everybody, my assistant Malika is on right now, and she just wrote Diana stirred the pot. And I was like, girl, you were part of breaking. But it's true.
I'm not gonna put on Diane. I don't think Zeke would want Diane to feel like it was her fault.
He would not. Zeke would not want that, right? Zeke would want her to feel okay because he loves his baby cousin.
Right. y'all funny when y'all threw that line in there, baby cousin. Y'all funny.
How was working with Emeka Okafor?
Emeka Okafor, it was amazing. He was so kind. He was so so professional, so intelligent. You know, so humble. You know, so interested in the process of filming and how it related to his process of being an NBA superstar. And it was, I mean, just to be able to, you know, be on a hit show with an NBA superstar. Like, I remember when we thought it was going to be somebody else. I'm not going to say who it was. But, you know, I was like, oh, shoot, I had, you know, like I was already practicing and training, you know, for my one take basketball shot, you know what I'm saying? I do play basketball, but like, you know, still, you know, but I remember I was like, I gotta be ready. I gotta prepare. I gotta show up. I'm not playing around. You know what I'm saying? I gotta put these basketball videos out. They gotta, you know, it's going down. So it was amazing. It was honestly, it was like I said, it was such a transformative experience. It was everything. It was everything, and it was just enough, you know.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, the sky's the limit for you. You're an incredibly talented actor. I'm so glad that the people are seeing what you're actually like on this live. It's not like Zeke at all.
Hey, you know. Zeke was cool. He was just in the wrong place, you know. He just had it tough. He was cool though. I stand for Zeke.
We all stand for Zeke. Yeah. I look forward to working with you again in the future, my friend. And
thank you.
do this again when you have more stuff coming out. Let's do this again.
Yes, yes. Much love to you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's just been a complete blessing.
Oh, well, you were a blessing in my life. I appreciate you too. Have a great night.
You too.
All right. So I think I have a couple more questions, and then I think we should end our live. Okay. So will Tariq give Diana the cold shoulder next season? It's going to be very interesting to see how Tariq and Diana cross, especially given that they did sleep together. There are going to be a lot of people who are going to be interested in the fact that they slept together. I wonder how Effie's going to feel about that. That's going to be really interesting, huh? Let's see. Any other questions? Oh, goodness. Okay. I didn't get to ask this to these guys, but I will tell you guys, when did the actors know they were going to be killed off, and what was their reaction? And I did not get a chance to ask these two guys this, but I can tell you guys both that Melanie figured it out really early. Melanie asked me in like episode 2, she was like, I'm going to die this season, aren't I? And I think with Daniel, we had already we were thinking about doing it, and then we did it, but we told him just a little before. And he was just super great about it. You know, it is kind of a tradition on Power that really good people sometimes die. Like if you're really, really good on the inside, you probably got a bullet with your name on it. So, but he was really lovely. And let's see, any other questions? Oh, hey, worth the wait 1028. Did Monet set Carrie's death up to look like a suicide? Yes, she did. Mesh Gov 19, will Effie and Tariq become the king and queen of New York? Stay tuned. Let's see. Mo, is it safe to say that no one in the Power universe has a normal life? No one goes on dates? I don't know what that means. I mean, are you talking about on the show? I mean, no, people are too busy moving weight to go on a date. Okay. Okay. Can you talk to us about a deleted scene? I think this is a great way to end, actually, this whole season of doing these lives. Because this is the last one, you guys. This is the last one I'm going to be doing. And I want to thank you again for those of you who've been coming all along. It's been really wonderful to be able to talk to the fans and talk to you guys about things. Yeah, I guess when I think about deleted scenes or scenes that we took out of the show, there are always scenes that were, they weren't really necessary, right? That's why you didn't get to see them. But in terms of scenes that I guess that I kind of wish had lived, certainly, there was a longer version of the Ghost and Tommy death scene that we could have done, where Ghost and Tommy had a little bit longer to talk. There was definitely that version. I would say, there are all these missed opportunities with dead folks. One thing that I never got to do was I never really got to cross Anika Noni Rose's character Jukebox with Tasha. I never got to get more of those relationships together. That would have been nice to do. But again, as some of you guys know, the reason that we had to kill Jukebox off was that Anika had to go be in the quad. It was not just that it was time for the character to go. As for someone that said, can I release the scenes? Let's see. Can I release the scenes that were Dontavious Jackson, release the scenes that didn't make it? I have no control over that. I have asked for years, actually, for us to be able to do cut scenes that were shot and deleted, because they're not really deleted. They're in the cut, and then we take them out, but they still exist. We shot them. And so, yeah, I've asked stars before, multiple times. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but maybe someday I'll just watch them all and tell you guys the story. We'll have story time on here. All right, well, this has been lovely. I really appreciate you all so much. Someone asked Jukebox knew Tasha. No, I wanted her to cross with Tasha. I wanted Jukebox and Tasha to cross once Jukebox had kidnapped Tariq, if that makes sense, because Tasha would have had something to say about that. Okay, and on that, thank you guys for all the compliments about my hair. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here and for all your amazing questions. And For those of you who guessed that Zeke was going to die, those of you who guessed that Zeke was Monet's son, those of you who guessed that Mecca was going to die, those of you who thought Carrie and Monet would have a fight and that Monet would win, those of you who thought Tariq was going to get arrested, those of you who thought Kane was going to bring that body up. I mean, there were some of you guys who really asked questions that were like dead on. Someone actually asked in the comments once, is Kane going to have Braden help him raise the body? And I had to look at the name to see if it was someone who worked in our writer's room. You guys are the greatest fans ever. You're the greatest fans ever of all time. And we appreciate you so much. I can say for the crew and the cast and everybody at Ghost, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Have a great night.